What's going on, family? You're tuned in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Wishing you a happy Labor Day. I know y'all missed us. We were off
They
Monday and
did.
Tuesday, but we was
They
out here,
did.
we was out here barbecuing, laying up,
Mm.
chilling, man. But we're gonna have a good time tonight. It is Wednesday night, September the 6th. So we are going to have a good time tonight. Join the virtual studio with my big dog, my homeboy, Mr. James John. James, what's up, baby?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good, Ken. I did take that extra day off, and it was relaxing, if you will. But I definitely had some barbecue. I
Yeah.
had some brown liquor because I have to keep up stereotypes.
Yeah,
I
hey,
have
dude. Hey, I had brown liquor, I had barbecue, made homemade mac and cheese, deviled
bro,
eggs,
bro, I
corn,
had I had oversized white women over. It was great, man. It was
everything, yo. Yo, I was filling out bad PPP loans. You know how we do. You know how we do, son. But we got a special guest kicking it with us tonight, and he will be closing out Funny Fridays at the Side Stage Orlando Improv this Friday, September 8th, 7:30. James, what is a
complimentary.
complimentary show? Our homeboy, our little brother who's moved out to LA. Y'all put your hands up. Go show your love for Rey Reyes, everybody.
There you go. There you go. My dude, man.
Welcome home, brother. Where you at? Your grandma's house? Cause you got a hutch in the background.
I'm at my girlfriend's parents' house.
Yeah, they got a whole
the
hutch.
nice china that
I
they
ain't
keep in the
seen a
back.
hutch since '89.
Oh, we got to watch our language. Are your girlfriend's parents white? Are they Spanish?
They're Brazilian.
Brazil. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm gonna see some dudes walk by with like skewers and just carving the meat.
Hey, when y'all watch this, Ray is live from a Texas Day, Brazil right now.
Ain't no lie, bro. We should all get together and go there. That place is bomb.
Oh, it's so
Man.
good. We went to Fogo de Chao like on
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I ended up throwing up because I have no self control.
That means you did it
ate
right.
so much. Yeah.
That means you did it right, Ray.
Right, yeah, that's a little too much for me. Ray, we start every show like this. Ray Reyes kicking it with us. We gotta know your origin story, yo, because this is your first time on Real Laughs, correct?
Yeah, man.
This is your origin story. We gotta know how.
No, he was
This is
on
my
in
second, third?
in the previous incarnation of this show, Ken.
Oh,
Not to do an
yeah,
improvement.
Oh, he ain't been on
Yeah.
with the colored folk.
No.
He knew to that show. He on that. He on
Yeah.
this.
He ain't been on
That
this
was back
one.
when
Yeah,
it-
he ain't
Miguel
been, he ain't
was
been
on
on that. Harlem Shake on him, huh? Ray, we gotta know your origin story, brother. We always ask
Yeah.
you, how long have you been doing comedy? When did you start, and how was your first ever show on stage?
So I started back in 2015. I think it's been like about 8 years now.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I
Been a
I
minute.
started at Jack's Pub and Grub was my first that was my
Jeez.
first set.
Shout
That-
out
yeah.
to Mike Hurley because Mike Hurley ran that room for a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of people came from that room, man. Sean Philippe
Yeah.
came from that. Chris Renoir,
Mhm.
Chris homeboy. Oh my God, red hair. Christoph Jean,
Christoph.
came from
Yeah,
that as well,
yeah.
man. Yeah. So hey, shout out to that little place, man. I'm sorry I had to go, but man, it was one of those
I know, I
staples here
miss
in
it.
Orlando.
How
Yeah.
was the show?
Yeah.
How was your first one?
My first one, it was too good. It was too good. I was one of those guys who brought up their family and friends and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. And I got drunk, and then like I had a great set, and then I thought every set was gonna be like that, and then I bombed for like 3 months afterwards, and I was like, I'm done with this. But then I quit for like a month, and then I decided to do the other bar because I talked to Ross Pageant at the Improv, and he was like, just go back up and do it. Because I saw him and Rey Reyes on my birthday, and they were like, we talked to them after a show, and they were like, go back and do it, go back and do it. You just have to deal with bombing. And then I went to the other bar, and then since then, that first set at the other bar, it was every night for 8 years.
There you go.
Nice.
Wow.
Mhm.
And shout out to Ken because Ken used to run the other bar, man. The
Yeah.
premier open mic here in Orlando downtown, man. For years. I mean, for years, Ken was
Yeah.
there, bro.
That bar made me an alcoholic. I mean, we keeping it real. We keeping it real. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I thought you was Ricky Reyes' cousin.
I got that.
Like,
for
we all
years,
did.
In the
bro.
beginning,
I
in the
still
beginning,
get it.
I swear, everybody thought you was Ricky cousin. Y'all the
Mhm.
same height, same everything, bro.
I had one guy come up to me, an older comic, and he was like, "Ricky, how you stay so young?" I'm like, "Who you talking to, bro? What do you mean?"
Yeah, dude. For years, I thought you was some family to Ricky Reyes, and that I'm
Yeah.
not BSing.
And we say that because Ricky means a lot to us because he's
heck
one of
yeah.
the first comics we saw
Yeah.
when we first started. So yeah, he's our OG. So we thought you was like,
Yeah.
we thought you had
We
been
thought you
blessed
was
by the
part of that
comedy gods.
lineage. Thought you
Yeah,
was
We
part of the
look
lineage, bro.
alike too. It's
you
weird.
look
We
a
do
lot
look
alike, which is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, y'all need
which
to
is
get
nuts.
that 23andMe done. Y'all might be something going on. Right, I'm curious. Why comedy? Were you a funny kid? Did you always want to do comedy? You at a show one day like I can do this.
I used to go to Jack's Pub and Grub because it was right around the corner from my house. And
Mhm.
Mike Hurley, when he was running it, he also he had his kid in daycare. And my mom watched his kid, and so that's how I
Wow.
started talking to him. And then I started showing up and doing the jokey joke at the end of the show. And then Mike was like, "Why don't you just do a set? Like, yes, you clearly want to do it." And then eventually, I just decided to do it. I think what kept me in was trauma, though. That's all that built up trauma.
Bruh.
Yeah, because
It's
you like
funny
I ain't.
because go ahead, Ken.
Now go ahead, Jay.
I was just gonna say it's funny because as comics, we all have trauma. Like we've all talked about our
Right.
origin story. I mean, I always say if like a comedian, if the world like a normal person sees the world like this, a comedian sees the world like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we
Right,
all
right.
have been jaded and we went through stuff, and all of us do comedy because we're not okay. If that makes any
Right,
sense, is what I
right,
always say
right.
about comedians,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Well, you
So,
have
like,
to be to me. You have to be a little off to get in
Yeah.
front of a group of strangers and try to make them
Mhm.
laugh. You know, what I mean?
Right,
You got to
Cam.
be. You got to have a little bit missing up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not normal to do that.
It's
So
not
listen,
normal.
we got Rey Reyes on Rey Reyes Orlando Improv Side Stage this Friday, the 8th of September, 7:30, complimentary show. So please make sure you walk in on the show. It's gonna be Ray, Jari, Kevin Dean, and who else?
Austin Cuman.
Yeah, Austin Cleveland.
Human?
So make sure you
Yeah,
Cleveland. Make sure you come check it out. So you just was like, hey man, I've been coming up here, been watching this, and you were just like, I'm in. I mean, like you did as a kid, you didn't grow up watching. You didn't have like a comic like, oh, I want to be comedy because of this dude.
I definitely grew up watching comedy. For me, it was always like hip hop or stand up comedy were like my two things that like I was doing. And I'd been doing hip hop for a while, but stand up comedy, I grew up watching like George Carlin and John Leguizamo. My parents would like put me to sleep when they would go watch George Carlin, but then I'd be over at the door like listening in. It's like, it's George Lopez was another guy that I grew up watching. So I've always watched stand-up comedy. And I think I always wanted to do it. But then I remember I was probably like 10 years old. I got all my family like in the living room. And I was like, I'm going to do a comedy set. And then I like grabbed like a brush as a microphone. And then my cousin threw a tomato at me because they thought it was funny. And so I threw the brush and I was like, I'm never going to do this again. I was so mad. And then I never attempted to do it. Like I was just like saying, this is something I like and I appreciate it. But then after meeting Mike, I was like, you know what, I could try this out.
Hey James, I found the clip for tomorrow.
Yeah, right there. That's
hit
funny,
my tomato.
by your family member. That's
your
funny,
family
bro.
member.
Yeah, right.
If you listen,
everybody
Ray
laughed
Reyes
at it.
on, man. Ray Reyes is gonna be at the Orlando Improv Side Stage this Friday. Make sure you check it out. Give me your best show ever. That one show that you talk about to this day.
My best show ever. That's a hard one. I think it was the first show out in no. This one was in Chicago and the Lincoln Lodge. It was the first time I had ever did stand up outside of Florida. And it was just like I got to see how crowds outside of Florida would like receive me. And so like it was just every joke was landing. They were even laughing. You know how like you write stuff in your set that like you're like, this is funny to me, but they're not gonna laugh at it. It's just a funny way I say it. They were even laughing at that sort of stuff. And I was just like, oh man, and it was like a young audience. It was my age demographic. Because you know, in Florida, you kind of get used to doing like, at least for me, doing like older crowds. And so this was the first time I was in front of a crowd that was like, oh, everyone here is either my age or younger. And then like just everything just hit so well. And like that I think was the moment like everything kind of shifted for me where I was like, okay, now I got to get out of Florida. I got to start moving on to other things. As much as I love Florida and this is where I started and I came up, I was like, there's something out there for me.
Amen.
Yeah, it's
I-
nice.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. It's funny because when we first traveled outside of Florida, we learned what we can't do outside of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a certain kind of humor here that we can do because it's ubiquitous. Everybody's used to it. Like talking about
Right,
the
right,
Puerto
right.
Rican culture here, it makes sense because we have so
Mm-hmm.
many people from the Latin community. But you go to Iowa talking
Mm-hmm.
about Puerto Ricans, they're like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like they have
yeah.
no idea what you're talking
They
about.
don't,
So
they
you
don't
had to
got Puerto
learn.
Ricans in California. Like
Wow.
I found that out fast, and I thought I was gonna get along with Mexicans, and they knew I wasn't Mexican. Like they immediately knew.
They knew
They were like, "Are you Armenian?" I was like, "What are you
Yeah.
talking about?"
Hey,
What?
they knew because you had a job that was legal. They was
Oh wow. Oh wow, bro.
Oh, hey man, Jersey. I can't believe you just said that. Anyway, um,
That's
I
funny,
agree.
actually.
I did the Midwest, and I did a joke about HOA, and
Mhm.
nothing. Like
Mhm.
my HOA joke kills. I mean, and it
Yeah.
was like nothing. And a dude was like, "Yeah, man, we don't really do that out here. We don't really
No.
got HOA. We can just have trash in our yard and don't nobody care."
Bro,
Ain't,
there's
Yeah,
ain't,
another,
no-
there's a
ain't no
portable
rules out here.
house in the yard in the Midwest.
Yeah. It's
called
a house
trailers,
in
bro.
a house.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody says nothing.
I was telling a story at an LA show about you know how like the haunted mansion there's in like Disney they have like the ashes that the people will put their family members' ashes in the haunted mansion, and like Disney
Yes.
comes and like vacuums it. This is like normal information for people in Florida. Like you
Yeah.
just know it. And I started talking about it at a LA show, and like the whole crowd lit up and they were laughing, and because they never heard that story. They don't
Really? They
did
don't know
not
that folklore.
No.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like telling the story, and I was just like, man, everybody knows this. And like, no, I was completely right. That's the whole
Hell,
country doesn't know that.
I ain't even
It's
know
wild.
that.
Oh, I did. I
that's
knew
new to
that.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
What-
is new to me.
What'll happen, Ken? These people will come there, they'll fly from across the country
Mhm.
to go to the haunted mansion to put their deceased loved one's ashes, sprinkle it along the ride.
Mm-hmm. And then in the
Wow.
morning, they have like some, minimum wage employee come in and just sweep up Nana's ashes.
They pick your grandma up with a Dyson. Like it's time to go.
we got 2 minutes till we get the commercial. You got us know the best. Give me your worst show you've ever done.
God, off-rip Otters on the River.
Ooh.
I was hosting at Otters on the River, and
Was it for me?
No, it wasn't for you because you would have won the crowd back. But everybody bombed, and so I'm giving away the prize at the end of the show. And as I'm like giving the prize away, some lady says she's like maybe 2 seats, 10 feet away from me at most. She gets up and goes, "That dude was horrible," and she walks away. And that crushed me. I was just like, damn, dude, I'm right here. I was like, I can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Otters was a rough room, and they kept switching it. So they would have the when you walk in would be the comedy show. Then they turned it so now the comedy show is facing the bar. No matter where you faced it, that room was just haunted with bombs. Like it was like comedians from around the country came to that club and spread their dead bomb ashes throughout
Bob
Otters.
Hope's,
And in the
Bob
morning,
Hope's ashes are at Otters on the River.
yo, and then in the morning, Ray just came in and swept them on up. Yo. Hey, we got to take a commercial break. Ray, you want to stick around a little bit more with us, man?
Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit.
All right, man. This Friday, September 8th, Funny Fridays at the Sidebar. We got Rey Reyes. He will be closing out the show, so make sure you check that out. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller and the Big Chair tonight. Guys, do me a favor. Go out to Instagram, follow, Twitter, follow, Facebook, follow, and please go to our YouTube page and subscribe so you can see these beautiful ass faces.
Yay.
And if you miss any of our shows, 7 years, James, 7 years,
7 years
of Real Laughs, you can go check us out in podcast format. Go to iHeart, search Real Laughs. If you really want to listen to the last 3, that's the colored version. Before that was in black and white. Before that was in black and white, but we technicolor. Jesus
We
technicolor.
That's funny.
Doing the virtual studio with James John and our comedy baby brother straight out of L.A. Rey Reyes, man. He will be at the Orlando
Yo.
Improv this Friday. Sidebar. Before we get into some trending topics, Ray, why L.A.?
Honestly, closest type of weather to Florida.
True.
I was not
True
trying to
that.
go to the cold. And so it's a
I'm
big
with you.
city, big comedy city. And I was like, this feels like Florida. There's parts of like Culver City where it's like a little bit flatter. It looks just like Florida.
I got a question for you, Ray. When you
Mhm.
went to LA, starting here in Florida, your comedy career, would you say that you were prepared comedy wise to go to LA? I think
As
because here's why I say that. I'm biased. I think our scene in Orlando is one of the best scenes in the world. I think that
100%.
what we have to go through, what we have to deal with, college basketball game on the TV while you're
Mhm.
still trying to do it. You're standing on plywood in between two pool tables. I just think the way that we come up and the energy that we have to
Mhm.
exude on stage, I just think it's a great learning ground for comedy. So I wanted to know,
Oh
when you
yeah.
went to LA, did you feel that?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything feels like butter out there.
Really?
It's like here it's like we have some of the hardest audiences and like nothing disrespectful and for Florida,
No,
but
I
it's
feel
hard
you.
to make
Yeah.
people laugh out here. It's hot. It's hot as fuck. Nobody wants to laugh. We're all mad. And so it's hard to make people laugh. And then
Yeah.
when you get to LA, like they're very welcoming. The fact that you have punchlines is crazy because like out there, comics don't have punchlines, and like
Can we
they were
talk about
calling me
that?
punchy. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Hey, before we go to punchline, if you cuss again, I'ma punch you.
oh, did I? I didn't even
Yes.
notice. My bad.
All right, go
That's the
ahead with the
Florida in you. No,
punchline.
that's fine. Because I was gonna say I've heard, and I don't want to definitely put any
Hmm.
stigma on any location, man, that does comedy. Because
Yeah.
shout out to live comedy. But I hear out there's more actors than comedians who are on stage, so they don't
Yeah.
have a fleshed out set. It's more
Hmm.
premise and look at me. But you were
Right.
saying when you went out there, they were like, man, this guy's polished. He has
Yeah.
setup and punchline.
Yeah, a lot of them get up there and they talk about their days, and I say this a lot. It's a city of storytellers. It's what it is. Like when
Okay,
it comes to like they want to create narratives, they want to do one man shows. So some guys are out there trying to do one man shows and work that out at the mics. So you see a
gotcha.
lot of guys who don't have a lot of punchlines. So when a guy like me comes around, because like you have to have those punchlines in Florida to keep the audience's attention. When you go
Hmm.
out there, it's just like, man, you're punchy, and like I never considered myself punchy. I always thought I
Gotcha.
was much more long-winded than most comics, but
Hmm.
they were like, no, you've got a couple like a punchline every couple of seconds, and so yeah, it's a different sort of style, but because our style's so rapid fire, we just dominate those rooms.
Well, my other question for you is, coming from Florida, we are a conservative state for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. There are some liberal pockets like Orlando and Miami and stuff like that, but
Mm-hmm.
out in California, very liberal, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I wonder, is the comedy different? Do you have to be on your P's and Q's as far as, man, this might be a little too edgy. This crowd might not take it the right way. Because I wondered if you had to battle that at all.
No, not necessarily. Comedy is going to be comedy everywhere.
Okay.
And so there are spaces like that. There are definitely
Okay.
spaces like that where there's mics where it's like you have to pick a certain color when you write your name on the ticket because it's the
Mm,
color's dependent on your gender type of thing. And that's how they pick it. And those places are very strict about that stuff. But there's not as
gotcha.
much as you'd imagine. I
Gotcha.
think when it comes to like that sort of thing, we kind of base that on like news outlets telling us this,
Got it.
but like you can't listen to the news about how people are. You just got to
That's
go
why
out
I
there and see
wanted
it
to ask.
yourself. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Got it,
for
man.
sure. It's there, but it's not as prevalent.
As people make it out to be. Any
Hmm.
surprises when you went to LA as far as something, man, you did not expect when you got there?
Um, no, not really. I guess like just how close you are to like the big leagues. It's like as soon as you walk in the comedy store, it's like jarring. Like you're just like,
Really?
oh, this is it. This is it. And
Yeah,
so
I'm
we've been
here.
hanging out there a lot, and like because like since Billy got his show there, we've been like just hanging out at the comedy store, and it's like you walk around and like Neil Brennan's walking around too, and Trevor Wallace, Bobby Lee, and stuff like that. We were just smoking a cigarette outside, and like Patton Oswalt just said hi to us, and then went up on stage, and
That is crazy.
it's crazy,
Yeah.
yeah, because like you're like that close to them.
Got it. It seems like a whole new level. Like here at the
Yeah.
Orlando Improv, shout out to Krista, GM there, always
Hmm.
treats us well. You'll get to see that famous comic, but they're here and they're gone. But in
Right.
LA, you can just see them walking around, especially if you're hanging
Yeah.
around comedy spots. That must
Hmm.
be mind blowing, bro. Like just to be like,
Oh
man,
yeah.
just
Yeah, and you
dude.
see celebrities throughout the city all the time, and like it becomes something that's just so normal to you. Like we were taking me and my girl were on a hike, and we saw Gene Simmons telling dirty jokes to strangers on that hike.
Wait,
It
that's bro. First,
was-
first off, I know you LA now because you said we went on a hike. We don't hike
Yeah,
anymore.
we don't hike here.
Dude, the first time I went on a hike, I was terrified because I'd never been that high, and I was like, "What is going on?" It was scary.
Yeah, we don't do
I'm
Man,
so
stuff
used to
in like
flat.
the wooded areas here in Florida because
bro,
you know we know
I have,
stuff's in there.
James, I have said this, man. All my comedy brothers, y'all go out to LA and y'all get weird.
Yeah,
Y'all
man.
go on hike. Y'all
Hikes,
becoming vegans.
vegans.
You know what I'm saying? Akeem came out. Look, all I'm saying
That's
is
funny. That's
LA,
funny.
LA be changing, y'all. Preacher was eating chicken wings. With the LA, now that dude eat just broccoli now.
That's it.
Got my boy Ray Reyes
That's
up in the
funny.
mountains hiking.
Hiking. Oh my
Hiking.
Puerto
gosh.
Ricans don't belong in the mountains, bro.
That is the
It feels
That
weird.
is the truth, man. You listening, Ray Reyes, this Friday, September 8th, Funny Fridays at the Side Stage. Make sure you check it out. Let's get into some trending topics, man. You ready, Jay?
I am, brother.
So
All right.
we were clowning about this story. The
Hilarious.
husband abandoned
Yeah.
his wife at the airport and she misses her flight because she went to get, guess what? Some Starbucks.
Yes.
Mm.
Some Starbucks.
Here's
The
the
crazy
thing.
thing is, though, James, reading the
about it.
story,
Uh-huh.
everybody's on his side.
Yes. Yes. There's a reason why.
Everybody is on the husband's side.
Look at Ray laughing. Because okay,
Yeah.
we have all been in a situation where we are ready as men. We're with our significant other, and they know what time we're supposed to be where we're supposed to be. Everyone
Mhm.
knows that. We're all on board. We have agreed upon that weeks in advance. We have been in a situation as men where they still gonna be late. We have been waiting, like
Mhm.
you knew what time we're supposed to leave, and you're like, bro, you know we got to be there. And sometimes we're going to shows, sometimes we got an appointment, something important that we have to be at, and you get to that point where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you one day, and they're like, he ain't gonna leave me. Then one day, like, you know what? I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. You
Yeah.
up and leave. Now, here's what happened at the airport, Ray. This gentleman was with his wife. They were traveling to go see their daughter, lived in another state. He told his wife, look, we got to be at this gate at a certain time. His wife's like, yeah. She's kind of the loosey goosey, like, yeah. We'll get there when we get there. He's the type A personality, like my wife, like, man, we gotta go. We gotta be
Mhm.
on time. She's like, I'm gonna go get some Starbucks. Now, in the airport, especially, have you ever seen a Starbucks
say
line
something.
that is short?
No,
Bro,
not at all.
Starbucks line longer than the baseball game, bro.
Mhm.
I'm telling you. Yeah,
Bro.
Starbucks line stupid long,
And
bro.
it's crazy in the airport. It's twice as long as a normal line. So
Oh,
how
yeah.
you gonna go real quick, go get Starbucks? That don't exist. You can't do that,
No,
right?
no.
So he went to the gate like he was supposed to. He got on the plane like he was supposed to. Guess who missed her flight? She did, because she wouldn't put her little happy ass in line and be on time like she's supposed to. Now he went to social media. What do you go? Instagram? Was it
TikTok.
Instagram? TikTok. Of course, TikTok. You know, that's everybody's go-to, what do you call it? Diary, if you will. And he went on TikTok and asked everybody, hey man, am I a-hole for leaving my wife? And everybody resoundingly said, no. That
No,
heifer knew
not at
what
all.
time he's supposed to be there.
They was
No.
on his side.
He
So I was
knew
gonna
how to
ask you-
follow instructions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you,
Yeah.
Ray, you ever been in a
I was
situation
about
with
to
a
ask Ray
late
the same
person?
thing because Ray is getting in the relationship. I was about to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
I would say I'm probably the one that would have went for Starbucks because my girlfriend's a flight attendant. She does not play that.
Oh,
She
she
doesn't play
knows.
it at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
she knows. So it's like anything I'm looking at while we're walking towards the gate, she's like, nope,
Nope.
keep
Nope.
going.
And because your girlfriend works as a stewardess, the plane will leave you. Like they're not
they
gonna
don't
wait
care.
there for you. They don't. You already paid. They out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Deuces. So
A little
bro,
tip: if you want to get like some extra drinks, bring the stewardess chocolates. Bring any of the flight attendants chocolates. Just be like, hey, he says this is for you guys. You know, to let you know that I appreciate you. You'll get free
What?
drinks. Yeah,
I didn't even think of that, man. That's a
Mhm.
great idea.
They love that
Ray.
stuff. They love
Yeah.
that stuff.
Just bring them a little something, like a little gift.
Little something, little appreciation, and they'll make your trip so easy after that.
Or I could walk up in there. Hey,
Kid, can I ask-
14D. 14D. Just bring the liquor.
Hey, kid, how'd you get the gun through security?
Hey, man. 3D printer.
Bro, I don't know
I'm
if you ever
gonna tell
used
you
a
right
3D
now,
printer.
James, you already know. Hey, we just gonna be off the plane too. So
Yeah.
we can leave it. You already know. Hey, I ain't making no TikTok. I ain't making no Instagram reel.
Nope.
If Sean Sutton Miller missed the flight, guess who else missed that flight?
Kid
Kid Miller. Sitting there splitting the Starbucks, waiting on the next flight.
Baby, is this chocolate chip? Delicious.
Because you know my wife notoriously late.
She is,
She's
bro.
notoriously
She
late, and I'm gonna
is.
be late with her. Cause
Bro,
bro, can you imagine me getting on a flight and leaving?
No. Bro, can I leave Michelle?
Come on.
Nah, man. You know what? The
That's
pilot
crazy.
won't even go. He'll be like, I ain't leaving Michelle.
I ain't leaving. Yo, hey, hey, to the point where everybody that listens to the show knows your wife. Soon
They
as you
do.
made the TikTok, they be like, "Yeah, James, you wrong.
You should go apologize.
Yeah, you need to
right
go apologize right now because you wrong. Wait
Yo,
a
you wrong.
minute. Buddy last week was right. Yeah, James, but that's Michelle.
Yeah.
That's different. You wrong, bro.
Michelle feared in 50 states, man.
Yeah, you wrong, bro. You know you wrong, man.
You know
man.
you're wrong, man.
Matter of fact, in the plane taking off, you be on the flight and they be like, "Yo, where your wife at?" Man, she get turn that thing around. They now, cause they going back to get LaShawn and Michelle, bro. They not leaving now.
And they put us out the plane and put them on. You gotta go.
Put them in first class. Y'all see
Yep.
first class. He's so inconsiderate.
He's so inconsiderate. He's
He's
brutal,
so inconsiderate.
So funny.
Yo, I didn't know your lady was a flight. We got a minute and a half.
Yeah,
Did she ever
she used
tell
to be
you
a
some
flight
more
attendant.
stories?
Yeah, people throwing up on the plane. So many people will hand you trash. Well, like, you know how they come around with the trash bag? People will
Bruh.
just hand them trash. And like people will like hand her a dirty diaper. Like that's like some of the worst. Yeah. It's
Bruh.
people have no, like, they have no I don't want to say morals,
Cool.
but just no manners,
Cool.
bro.
Yeah,
no
man.
manners.
No home training. And they
No.
think of the stewardess as their maid, not an actual, service
Like not an
provider.
actual person. Yeah. And the thing
Yeah.
is, like, they also like they go through so much like safety training that it's like they're not only like serving you drinks, they're making
No.
sure things don't go wrong on the plane.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
I'll tell you real quick, man. I've been on flights that are rough, and I never get nervous if I look at the stewardess and she's cool. But one time I was on a flight and it was rough, and the stewardess looked nervous, and I was like, N-word.
And with that being said, we gotta go to commercial break. Don't forget, this Friday, September 8th, 7:30, the Orlando Improv side stage. Rey Reyes will be closing out the show with Austin Kleeman, Jari Knows, and Kevin Dean. And all you gotta do is walk in there and show up. I know a lot of people have been asking, wait, how you get tickets? How you get tickets? It's just the side stage of the Improv. Just walk on in, sit down. We are averaging 45 people a show. 65 the first week, 35, 40, and 40. So we've been doing good. So let's keep our 40 going. So make sure you stop in. We're gonna take a commercial break. When we come back, man, we're gonna talk about one of the greatest hip-hop producers of all time. And he did something pretty cool for his artists.
He did.
And so we'll be right back. Real Labs, we're radio 104.1.
Cool.
All right.
All right, man. We're back. Real Labs, we're radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Guys, make sure you go out and follow us, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe to YouTube. And if you want to listen to us in podcast format, go check out iHeartRadio, search Real Labs. Also, guess what? We are looking for sponsors. So you want to sponsor this show, hit us up, man. We'll talk about you every segment. We'll bring you on the show to talk about your product or your business. And James, with his sexy velvety voice,
That's right,
will record you a commercial. I'm doing
right.
commercials be sexy, man. So
I be trying to be like, hey, y'all come out. Hey, just gently pull your pants down and let me enter you with ads.
So if you want to hear that voice promoting your business, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. Send us a private DM, and we shall hit you back. Join the Verse Studio, James John, Ray Reyes. Ray will be at the side stage this Friday, Orlando Improv, 7:30. I'm gonna miss the show, brother. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, it's all right.
I'm gonna be out of town. My wife's birthday. So I won't be here.
Oh, yeah.
You got
and James, you said your streak about to be up.
Yeah, I've been enjoying coming out to the side shows, man. They've been absolutely excellent. I want to tell people, if you can go, they're complimentary tickets. You don't have to pay anything. Definitely come out, support live comedy. These guys are truly funny. But this Friday, I am taking my baby Shell to go see Halloween Horror Nights. So we will be there. Yeah, man.
I'm going to be there after the show.
Are you really?
Yeah.
We'll hook up. We'll hook up afterwards. We're gonna be out there, man. It's gonna be fun. Here's why it's gonna be fun. My wife is one of those people. She absolutely is terrified of anything scary. I am the opposite. I'm laughing and having a good time the whole time. So she's gonna be there. Here's the other reason I'm going. I invited my good friend Devin Siebold, the man who started this show, Real Last. You guys don't know this, but I recorded Devin at a haunted house before. Devin is 6'6", huge. Used to play college basketball. He screams like a girl, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean, high pitch, like just like that. And Ray, this big old man will grab me. I'm 5'9" by the back of my shirt, like he is my special friend in prison, and will follow me around, holding the back of my shirt.
I gotta see this video.
We recording this. Devin Siebold, if y'all want to have a good time Friday night, go out to see Ray first. Then come out to Halloween Horror Nights, and you will see Devin Siebold screaming like a girl.
And also, when you go to HHN, make sure you check out the person when you first walk in. You may know who that young man is if he's working that night.
Friend of the show, most definitely.
Right?
Yeah, hey man, it's top secret, baby.
Oh, am I not supposed to say it? Is that
he don't care.
We don't know the rules. We just don't want to get sued.
Shout out to Devin, man. Devin did something special for me last night. We'll talk about it off air. But shout out to Devin. I love Devin. Is one of the nicest human beings on the planet, man. He's ugly, but he nice. He's super nice dude.
Super cool dude.
But man, we got to talk about something, man. It's the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
It is.
We love hip hop. We talk about hip hop a lot on this show. And we got to give love to Diddy, man.
Oh my God.
I would say
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I'm a Bad Boy raised me in hip hop.
Absolutely.
Bad Boys, my high school, my military years, the best concert I've ever been to was the Bad Boy 20-year reunion, 25, whatever year reunion it was. The greatest concert I have ever been to. But I didn't like Diddy a lot because of what Diddy did to a lot of his artists coming up. A lot of his artists went broke. A lot of his artists talking about how Diddy took all the money.
Black Rob died penniless.
Bruh. But
did he really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
But Ray, check this out. Diddy turns down 9 figures.
9.
And gives all of the Bad Boy acts their publishing rights.
That is huge.
That is big.
That is huge.
That is very, very big. And that's the thing about it, you gotta understand. If you follow hip hop for the outside community. Now, I'm not in the studio, I'm not in the office. When you're on the outside looking in, most of his artists hated him. Yes. They felt like they didn't get their fair share.
Yeah.
They felt like they wouldn't get the money they was supposed to be. I mean, you could go look at anything with Mace. Mace, the last few years, have been talking about how much Diddy owed him, this and that.
Not everybody.
Yeah, with the whole situation with Shine. When Shine with the jail. Yeah.
But not everybody got treated like Big Papa.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that relationship with everybody, man. So,
but I gotta give Diddy props, man.
What?
And I feel like a lot of these record labels, once you get to like say LL Cool J. When LL Cool J hit 20 years, Def Jam was like, "Hey man, here go all your music, because I've made my money off of you. What else I need?" You know, and that's my opinion of it.
Yeah, but it's funny because I think Diddy was doing what he was taught, not what. No, I'm sorry. Let me say that the right way. I think Diddy was doing what he saw. Diddy started. Remember, he started at Uptown Records, and that's how business was done with music. You would sign people for the low. And you would make the best return. I mean, that's what he did. And people would hold on to your publishing forever. I mean, that's just what record companies were doing. And I think he just did what he saw. And I think as Diddy got older, we all grow. We all mature as men. We become grown. He's like, you know what? I am this rich already. But if I give this back, this is going to change these people's life.
Yeah,
And
because
there's
And
not
their
a lot of
kids like
artists that they're publishing either. Like
absolutely.
it's so few artists that have their own. I think LL Cool J has all his own publishing.
all
Yeah,
of it, all of
it's
it,
Yeah.
LL.
all
Mhm.
of
I
it.
believe Jay-Z has all his
Yeah, all of
publishing.
it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think JC has everything but Reasonable Doubt.
Mm.
Oh yeah, they were fighting over the
I
NFT
think that's
for
the
it, wasn't
only
it?
one. I think
Him
that's
and
the
Dame were
only.
fighting,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's the
Mm.
only one that Jay does not have. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But it's so bad that these artists, after 7 years, have to re-record it, their album, to put it out so they can make money off of it.
That's a boss
Yep.
move. Taylor Swift is doing that. Not that she needs the money,
Yeah.
but she still has her voice and everything, and she's actually redoing
Mhm.
all of her
Which I
songs.
didn't even know what
So-
that meant at first, Jay. Because I sent him to pour a cigarette up, and
Yeah.
I'm drinking, and I'm like, "What is remastered?" Because
Yep.
you'll see both albums on
Mhm.
Tidal or Spotify. Like,
Mhm.
what's remastered? And come to find out, remastered is the artist re-recording after
of
I
that
think it's
song.
7 years,
Yeah.
and they're able to do that. But that's big of Diddy, man. That's
So big.
Yeah.
that's big. So here's my question: if you could pick an artist and you could own their masters, who would it be?
Michael Jackson.
Michael
That's
Jackson.
just a money move.
Not to make money off of. To own it because you're a fan of them.
to
Not to
own
make
it?
money. Not to make money.
Oh, because I'm a
Nas.
fan.
Yeah, because you're a
Jay-Z or
fan.
Nas. It'd be first for me. I was a huge Nas head before Jay-Z, and I love Jay-Z's business acumen. I love Jay-Z, just his swagger, what he's done. But for me, you can't help but listen to a Nas song and say that dude's not just a rapper; he's an artist.
Yeah.
And I mean that in
yeah.
every sense of the word. Now, Nas is a lyrical artist, so it would be Nas. It'd be Nas or
Maybe
Jay-Z,
Tupac
man, but
for me.
Nas. Woo, Tupac, damn.
Yeah,
that'd be a
it'd
good
be
one.
Tupac for me.
That'd be a
Tupac
good
got
one.
me through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but that first record from that first, that's that first album for me, Nas,
Mhm.
Illmatic, bro.
Illmatic's
from start
so good.
to finish, I would just keep playing it over and
The first
over
time I ever
again.
heard Rewind was like mind blowing to
sounds
me.
so good.
Yes,
Mind blowing. I was
that-
like, I
and-
can't believe he was able to do something
Do
like
that.
that. It was just
Bro.
so crazy.
and Ray, I miss those moments when you would hear a
Mhm.
song and it'd make you stop in your tracks. You would close your eyes for
yeah.
a second, like, yo,
And
like,
you got to put it on replay over
replay.
and over again.
Bro,
Yeah.
I miss that feeling from hip hop.
Yeah.
Mine-
Yeah, because it's so far. There's so little of that now.
Yeah.
It really is. I would do Outkast.
Outkast?
I would be Outkast. Outkast is
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes.
Jay, I can sit and listen to Jay forever. You already know Big is my goat, is my guy. I
Yeah.
love Ice Cube,
Mhm.
but I don't Outkast because I'm from the South and I'm country.
Me
They
too.
just speak to me, bro.
They do.
Mhm.
Everything
They
they
just
say,
speak to me.
we've heard before. Like as
Yeah.
far as
Right.
just the little quips and those colloquialisms as being from the South.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. I'm from the country,
Yeah.
and the fact that they changed the game.
Mhm.
Before Outkast, Atlanta was not looked at for lyricists. Big Boy and Three Stacks changed that, man, for everybody.
Yeah,
And-
I think
and
at the time you just had like Scarface.
Yeah, Scar.
Yeah.
Well, he's Houston though, not even Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that's the difference, man. So yeah,
Because
So-
people consider Scarface the South, and I don't really consider Texas
It-
the South
it's called,
like
they
that.
call it Third Coast. It's different. Like
I don't
UGK,
consider
it's
it.
a
but
different.
a lot of people do. They consider that him. But I'm gonna switch it up on you. What R&B artists?
You know my
Masters
my
did you
answer.
own?
You know my answer.
Who that?
I always talk about them. They're a group.
Boys to Men?
No,
nope.
Jodeci.
No?
Jodeci. Always Jodeci.
Jodeci?
Bro.
It's Jodeci.
I'm a Jodeci fan, dude. Jodeci, it's just I guess it's because I'm a Southern dude and they Southern, but it's just they a little different. Like Boyz II Men was very sophisticated. They had a very lovey-dovey sound, but Jodeci was just raw. It was untamed. It was just that voice, that KC and JoJo. I just love
KC,
JoJo.
Mine gonna be New Edition and anybody who has come through
good.
New Edition.
That-
Bobby
okay.
Brown, Johnny Gill,
Bell Biv
BBD, Ralph
Yeah.
Transvent.
Yeah.
Anybody who has come through that New Edition lineage,
I can't be mad.
I would do New Edition.
Okay.
Hey,
I
I
feel like
owe them for being a lot of boy bands owe New Edition a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They really do.
Ray,
man.
Ray, did y'all listen to R&B? I don't know what y'all listen.
I still listen to
messing with
R&B.
Bro.
I messed with my son about that, yo. Who would you take, Ray? Who would you have?
I guess the guy that I listen to is like more modern. Nambe. Nambe is good. If you ever get a chance to listen to Nambe,
All right, we'll
I'm not
check it
familiar with
out.
that
it's
artist. I gotta
very.
check
It
him out.
feels very old school. Like
Is it
like
old school
like a
R&B?
neo
Yeah.
soul, more like a neo soul? You think, or like are we talking about Teddy Pendergrass, or we talking D'Angelo?
I would say more neo soul.
Okay.
A little bit more neo soul. Yeah,
I dig that a lot, man.
yeah. It's really
that's why I
good.
think I
Baby
res-
making music.
Hey, bro, what you
Mhm.
talking?
Hey,
What you
bro.
talking about?
Hey, man, we in our 40s, we good.
Yeah, we good. I can't make no more babies, Ray.
Ray,
Hey, man, we
we
had a great product, but we shut the factory down,
man,
Ray.
shut it down. Ray, we got 2.5 minutes left, man. Before I let you push anything, what's next for Rey Reyes? What's next for you? What you want to do with this kid?
I think right now it's just like trying to get in everybody's faces, social media wise. Just like really trying to push that,
And I
getting
forgot,
into the comedy store as much as I can.
Check Ray out, people. He makes funny ass videos. I forgot to say that, Ray. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm starting to do more comedy horror stuff.
Okay.
That's the only reason. One of the biggest reasons I'm here in Orlando right now is to do Halloween Horror Nights.
Nice.
So like the comedy horror genre, I feel like for the last couple of years I've been like, man, this is kind of the direction of where everything's kind of going. You know, like I love stuff like Shaun of the Dead and like the Evil Dead series and stuff like that.
So we ain't getting no more Four Loco.
I might bring it back. But
I think my favorite thing was I think you were actually drinking them. And you had made a joke. You was like, I could have been using water, but I was actually.
I couldn't edit those videos into the morning because I was too drunk by the end of filming it. I was just like, this is too much.
Real quick before we go, one of my favorite videos you do, that series you did, where you was a redneck dude in the Harry Potter world.
Oh,
yeah. So well done, man.
That was so controversial though.
I get so much controversy. Ray, we got a minute left. Where can they find you at, my friend?
Find me on TikTok at Rey Reyes Comedy, and same thing on Instagram, Rey Reyes Comedy. Same thing on Facebook. All across the board, Rey Reyes Comedy. Check out my Florida Man Last of Us video. That's probably like my favorite one right now. So if you get the chance, show that video a little bit of love.
Nice. James, what you got going on this weekend, man?
Friday I'm going to Horror Nights with my baby Michelle and to watch Devin scream like a girl because that's going to be fun to tape. And then Saturday I got a charity event that I'm doing with Mr. Devin Seabold and Jake Clark.
Nice. I'm off this weekend. I'm going out of town.
Enjoy yourself.
This is my wife's 21st
happy
birthday.
Yes, happy
it's
21st
birthday.
Yes,
she is.
Oh man,
she
stop,
is
bro.
21, and so we are going out of town. We're going to enjoy this. So no comedy for me this weekend, but we do appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget this Friday, 7:30, the Orlando Improv Side Stage. Go check out Rey Reyes, Austin Kleeman, Jari Knows, and hosting Kevin Dean. I'm Ken Miller. That's Rey Reyes. That's Big Dog James John. James, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
Good night.